So in this video, we're going to have a discussion and practice tungkol sa sum and difference rule of differentiation. So dito, in this in this video, dapat napanood mo na yung first part, which is rules of differentiation 1, basics. Okay, dapat may idea na kayo ron. Kasi dito, we're going to use these rules na this first part dito sa video na to. So dapat alam mo na yung pagkuha ng derivative ng isang constant term. Number 2 is yung pagkuha ng derivative ng isang term na may constant at x. Number 3, dapat alam mo na rin yung pagkuha ng derivative na may variable na naka-exponent, kumbaga power rule of differentiation. 4, dapat alam mo na rin ang pagkuha ng derivative ng isang term na may constant at function. And lastly, dapat alam mo na rin ang pagkuha ng derivative ng isang sum or difference between the given functions, or tinatawag natin na sum and difference rule of differentiation. So let's have a recall. This is sum and difference rule of differentiation. So ang derivative ng f of x plus or minus g of x is equal to the derivative of f of x plus or minus the derivative of g of x. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun guys, if you have a given sum or difference between the given functions at kukunin mo yung derivative niya, ibig sabihin nun, i-differentiate mo sila yung functions nila. Okay? Ulitin ko. If you have a given sum or difference between the given functions and you are asked to get the derivative of it, then it means i-differentiate mo each of the functions. Okay? And applied lang to if they are separated by the addition or subtraction operation. Kasi kapag kapag multiplication or division ang ginamit na operation just to separate two functions or more than two functions rather, then ibang rule na gagamitin nyo. Iba na yon. Like it's already a different rule of differentiations na gagamitin natin, which is to be explained in the future. Okay? For now, let's stick with this one. So, what are the reasons why we need to practice this one? Una, syempre, is by improvement. Syempre, para mayroon tayong practice. Second of all is, this is one of the most applied differentiation rule. So, ibig sabihin, no, expect that kapag magsosolve ka ng derivative, hindi lang isang term lang ang i-differentiate mo. Rather, there are problems that involves derivatives na naka-expression or merong given na more than one term. Okay, gets nyo? Kumbaga like, hindi lang isa lang ang i-differentiate nyo. Okay? But also, there will be problems that involves expression. More than one term ang i-differentiate nyo kung ganun. Okay? If that's the case. So, with that being said, dapat alam nyo to. Kasi this is one of the fundamental rules of differentiation na dapat yung alamin. Okay? So, this one, since kasi nasa basics pa lang tayo, we're going to focus at the given algebraic terms. Okay? Algebraic terms ang focus natin. Okay? Or algebraic expression rather. Okay? Kasi yan yung diniscuss natin noong first part. Kasi yung first part, di ba, meron tayong constant term, constant with x, di ba? Tapos meron mga variable na x naka-exponent, algebraic lahat sila yun. At yan yung una nating ipapractice dito. So what if yung mga ibang functions tulad ng mga trigo, tulad ng exponential, mamaya na yun, like in the future pa. Okay? Kasi medyo uma-advance na tayo. For now, focus muna tayo sa algebraic. Kasi ito bigyan kita ng ng examples, okay? Kasi dito, kapag algebraic, kunwari meron tayong x minus 1, kunwari lang. Okay? Tapos, pwede rin tayong magkaroon ng trigonometric expression. Kunwari, sin x minus cosine x. Oh. Pwede rin tayong magkaroon ng uh, exponential functions tulad ng e raised to x plus e raised to 4x. Mga ganun. So itong tatlong examples, nakasum or difference sila. Okay? Kasi they are being separated by the addition or subtraction operation. Okay? So, these examples, they are different. Ito, algebraic to. Ito, trigonometric. At ito, exponential. So, syempre, focus muna tayo dito sa algebraic. Kasi, if you know the basic rule of applying sum o sum and difference rule of differentiation at yung tamang paggamit ng iba pang rules of differentiation, then pwede mong isolve itong mga ibang expression na hindi algebraic. Pero, magkakaiba sila ng paggamit ng rules of differentiation. Okay? Magkakaiba sila, which is to be discussed in the future. Basically, ang point ko is that if you know how to solve this problem, then it's easy for you to solve the given expression na trigonometric or exponential or mixed. Okay? But for now, let's stick muna tayo sa basics. Okay? So, ngayon meron tayong given example ng derivative of x minus 1. Let's try to solve it. Okay? So, recall natin, di ba, pag sum and difference rule of differentiation, kapag meron tayong group of terms, what to do? I-differentiate natin sila each. Okay? So, magiging the derivative of x minus the derivative of 1. Okay. So, anong derivative ng x? Recall natin na ang derivative na term na may constant at x ay constant ang sagot. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, eto, kung kukunin mo yung derivative ng x, this is just the same as derivative ng 1 times x or 1x. So, therefore, anong derivative ng x or 1x? The answer is 1. Okay? Next, anong derivative ng 1? Remember, since kasi si 1 ay isang constant term, ang derivative ng constant term ay equal to 0. Therefore, derivative ng 1 ay 0. So, 1 minus 0 is 1. And that is your answer. O, diba? That's easy. Now, let's have other examples or problem. All right, so we have the derivative of x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay? So by applying the rules of sum and differentiation, magiging ano to? The derivative of x squared minus the derivative of 4x plus the derivative of 4. O, diba? So, ganun lang. Okay? So, now let's differentiate each of the terms. We have the derivative of x squared. So, anong gagamitin nating rule dito? We're going to use what? Power rule of differentiation. Kasi ito ay naka-variable. Tapos may exponent. So, anong gagawin natin kapag power rule of differentiation? First, copy the exponent. Next, copy the given, which is c x squared. Then, itong c2, yung exponent sa taas, i-subtract mo ng 1. Okay? So, remember, ang derivative, wait lang nakalimutan ko kasi isulat Ang derivative ng x raised to n is equal to n times x raised to n minus 1. Okay? So, ito yung ginawa natin. So, 2 minus 1 is, ano, 1. So, meron tayong, wait lang, sorry, bakit ko to binura? So, meron tayong sagot dito na 1. Ayan. Or, just simple as x. So, meron tayong 2x. Next, minus. Anong derivative ng 4x? Recall natin ulit. Anong gagawin? Kapag meron tayong constant at x, tapos kunin natin yung derivative niya, ang sagot ay yung constant. So therefore, ang derivative ng 4x ay 4. Okay? And lastly, we have a constant term of 4. So paano to? Remember, ang derivative ng constant term ay 0. So since 4 is a constant term, anong derivative niya? 0. So plus 0. So let's simplify. We have 2x minus 4. And yan yung sagot natin. Or pwede pa natin itong i-simplify. Kasi itong sa expression to, 2x and negative 4 are both divisible by 2. Or, kumbaga, yung greatest common factor nila ay 2. So we can factor out 2 in this expression. So we will have 2 times quantity x minus 2. So, ito na yung simplified version ng sagot natin. Okay. Now, let's have another problem. So, we have 3x raised to minus 2x plus 4x 2x plus 5. Paano kaya to? Same thing, ganun din guys. Okay, it's easy. Mahaba lang, pero kaya naman, okay? We will differentiate each of the terms. So we have the derivative of, wait lang, ayusin ko lang. Derivative of 3x raised to 4 minus the derivative of 2x cubed, okay, plus the derivative of 4x squared minus the derivative of 2x. And lastly, the derivative of 5. O, diba? So, paano to? So, again, it's still easy. Apply the rules of differentiation kada term. So, dito sa first term, we have the derivative of 3x raised to 4. As you can see, meron tayong constant na 3 at algebraic na function na si x raised to 4. So, ano mangyayari? If we have the derivative of a constant and function, ang mangyayari dyan, we will bring the constant out, tapos kunin mo yung derivative ng katabi niya, which is x raised to 4. Anong tawag nyo rito? Ang derivative na constant and function, anong tawag nyo dyan? Yun yung fourth basic differentiation rule na diniscuss ko. Okay? Which is ito yun. The derivative of a given given constant and function is a times the derivative of the function. Okay? Yun. Alright? I think tawag nito kasi constant rule of differentiation kapag mayroong function siya. Okay? So, yun yung gagawin nyo. Next, dito naman sa second term, meron tayong 2x cubed. Ganun din eh. Meron tayong constant at meron tayong algebraic function na x cubed. So, we will have minus 2 times the derivative of x cubed. Then next, sa third term, ganun din. Meron tayong constant at meron tayong algebraic function na x squared. So we will have 4 times the derivative of x squared. Okay? Yun. Ngayon dito sa fourth term, madali na to. Kasi ito yung application ng second basic rule of differentiation na tinuro ko, which is the derivative of a constant and x. Remember, kanina na-discuss ko, ang derivative ng constant and x ay yung constant mismo. Diba? Naalala nyo yun? Therefore, anong derivative ng 2x? The answer is 2. Okay? The answer is 2. Okay? Next, ito naman tayo. Anong derivative ng 5? 5 is a constant term. And ano ulit ang derivative ng constant term? Di ba 0? Therefore, anong derivative ng 5? 0. Yan. Okay. So, ngayon, as you can see, sa this first three terms, hindi pa tayo tapos kasi i-differentiate natin to. Okay? So, let's start first with the derivative of x raised to 4. Okay? So how can we get the derivative of x raised to 4? By using the power rule of differentiation. Okay? Kapag meron kang nakitang variable, tapos naka-exponent, use power rule of differentiation. So we will use power rule of differentiation by x raised to 4. So what to do? Copy the exponent, copy the given, then yung exponent part is subtract mo ng 1. Okay? So 4 minus 1 is 3. O, diba? See? That's it. Okay? Dito sa second term, ganun din. So minus 2 times derivative ng x cube. We will use power rule of differentiation dahil meron tayong variable na naka-exponent. Okay? So unong gagawin mo is copy the exponent, copy the given, then yung exponent na yan, i-subtract mo ng 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay? Then lastly, we have si 4. Okay? 4 times the derivative of x squared. Ganon din gagawin natin dito. Power rule of differentiation. Kasi, variable na may exponent. Okay? So, anong gagawin ulit? Times 2, kopya mo si exponent. Tapos, kopya mo yung given. Then, yung exponent part, isubtract mo ng 1. So, 2 minus 1 is 1. Or, just simple as 2x. Or x lang. And let's copy the other terms. Ngayon, let's simplify. 3 times 4x cubed, ang mangyayari dyan, we will have 12x cubed. Next, negative 2 times 3x squared is negative 6x squared. Next, 4 times 2x is 8x. And next, meron tayong negative 2 plus 0. So, ipag-combine natin itong dalawa, negative 2 plus 0 is negative 2. That's it. Okay na. So, what to do? Now, we can leave this as your final answer. Or, pwede pa natin itong i-simplify. Bakit? First term, second term, third term, at yung fourth term, lahat na to are all divisible by 2. Okay? Or yung greatest common factor nilang lahat ay 2. Therefore, we can simplify this expression by factoring out the 2. So we will have 2 times quantity, 6x cubed, minus 3x squared, plus 4x, minus 1. And that is our final answer. O, diba? So you see, it's just basically easy. Diba? So let's try something a bit challenging. All right? So we have the derivative of 3x raised to 1/2 plus x minus 2. Okay? So meron tayong exponent na naka-fraction. So that's a bit challenging. Okay? Parang medyo madali pa to. Medyo lang. Okay? So what to do? Okay, we're going to differentiate each of the terms pa rin. So 3x raised to 1/2. Wait lang ha. Minus 2 plus the derivative of x minus, wait lang, yan, minus the derivative of 2. Ayan. So, dito sa first term, meron tayong constant at meron tayong algebraic function. What to do? We will bring out the constant. Okay? Huwag galawin si constant. At galawin mo lang is yung katabi niya, which is x raised to 1 half. O, diba? That's it. Sa second term, anong derivative ng x? Remember, x, okay, isa lang siya. Okay? Wala siyang other exponent except si 1. So, anong derivative nito? The answer is 1. Okay? Walang sagot nyo rito. Okay, guys? Parang kanina lang to, guys. Okay? We apply the second basic rule of differentiation, which is constant and x. Anong constant meron dito sa x? Di ba 1? So, magiging 1x or 1 times x. So, anong derivative ng 1 times x? The answer is C1. Okay? Now, last but not the least, minus the derivative of 2. Si 2 ay isang constant. So, anong derivative ng constant term? The answer is 0. Okay? Ngayon, dito tayo sa derivative ng x raised to 1 half. So, ito, meron tayong exponent na na fraction. Okay? Pero, the same rule lang naman. Okay? It's the same rule. Okay? Una, copy the exponent, then copy the given, then yung sa exponent part, i-subtract mo ng 1. Then let's copy the other terms. 1 minus 0. Kung i-combine mo to, 1 minus 0, the answer is 1. So we can just leave as 1 as it is. Okay? So let's combine. We will have 3 halves times x raised to 1 minus, 1 half minus 1 is negative 1 half. Yun, pwede na to as your final answer. Pwede na yan. Or pwede pa natin itong simplify. Remember, kapag meron tayong negative exponent, kapag meron tayong negative exponent, tapos ayaw mo ng negative, anong gagawin? We will reciprocate. So, paano yun? Okay. Kapag meron tayong term na may negative exponent, we will reciprocate it as 1 all over x raised to n. So therefore, meron tayong 3 halves times 1 all over x raised to 1 half. Okay? And let me copy the other two. So therefore, kung i-combine mo sila, tama, we will have 3 all over 2x raised to 1 half. Alright? And kung ayaw mo ng may fraction exponent, you can convert it to radical term. Remember that kapag meron tayong term, tapos meron tayong exponent na naka-fraction, this would be m root of x raised to n. Kumbaga, kung ano yung denominator ng exponent, siya yung nasa radical sign or nasa root sign. Then yung n, siya yung magiging exponent sa x mo. Okay? So, since we have x raised to 1 half, that means meron tayong square root of x raised to 1. Ito, kapag may nakita kang walang number dito sa root na to, ibig sabihin yan, 2 yan. Okay, 2 ang tawag dyan. Okay? So, if you see no visible number here, it means it is 2. Ibig sabihin nun, square root. Okay, square root yun. So, therefore, we will have 3 all over 2 times the square root of x plus 1. And that is your final answer. Pwede na yan. Okay na to. Okay? If there is another way for you to simplify this one, there is no problem at all. Basta, ang mahalaga is tama. Okay? We have another problem, which is the derivative of 4x minus 3x squared plus 2 all over x. Hala, paano to? Bakit parang mayroong x sa baba? Hala, paano yan? Don't worry, it's just simple. No worries. Okay? So what to do again? I-differentiate natin sila isa't isa. So we have the derivative of 4x minus the derivative of 3x squared plus the derivative of 2 all over x. Wait lang. Ayan. So, let's start first with the first term, si 4x. Anong derivative ng 4x? Remember yung second rule na tinuro ko nung first part? Derivative of a term na may constant at x. Anong sagot? Ay yung constant mismo, di ba? So therefore, anong derivative ng 4x? The answer is 4. Okay? Next, minus the derivative of 3x squared. Since meron tayong constant na 3 at meron tayong algebraic function na x squared, we will bring out 3. So 3 times the derivative of x squared. And ano to ulit ang tawag? What do you call this rule? This is, ano? This is what we call as the, what? Ano? Which is ano? Yung derivative ng term na may constant at function. Okay? Constant rule of differentiation with a given function. Okay? So, don't forget that, ha? Alright? Yung fourth rule na tinuro ko ng first part. Okay? Ay, fourth rule. Tama. Fourth rule. Okay. Then, here we have 2 all over x. Paano kaya to? Paano kaya to i-solve? Sorry. So, you see, di ba may 1 all over x siya? Recall natin, di ba kanina, sinabi ko, x raised to negative m is equal to 1 all over x raised to m. So, ibig sabihin nun is that kapag meron kang negative exponent sa x at gusto mo ng positive, mare-reciprocate siya, di ba? Magiging 1 all over x raised to n. Okay? And kung gusto mo siyang itaas sa numerator, anong nangyari? Magiging x pero mapapalitan ng sign. Gets niyo ako? Parang ganito yun eh. Di ba meron tayong 1 all over x squared. Gusto kong itaas si x squared. So ano mangyayari ron? We will have x pa rin. Pero magiging negative yung exponent niya. Kapag gusto ko ng 3 all over x cube, gusto kong itaas si x cube. So ano mangyayari? We will have 3x. Ganun pa rin. Pero yung sign niya ay mababago. So magiging negative 3. Eh what if meron akong 2x raised to negative 2? Tapos gusto ko siyang itaas. Pwede rin. Okay? So magiging 2x. Tapos yung exponent niya mababago. So magiging positive 2. So, ngayon, i-apply natin dyan. Anong exponent meron dito sa x sa baba? Kapag wala siyang visible na exponent, ibig sabihin nun, ang exponent niya ay 1. Okay? So, in here, we can bring x raised to 1 sa taas. So, what will happen? Magiging derivative ng 2x raised to negative 1. Ayan. O, diba? See? And as you can see, meron tayong constant at meron tayong algebraic function na x raised to negative 1. Anong gagawin natin? Ilabas natin si constant. Okay? So magiging 2 times the derivative of x raised to negative 1. O, diba? Yun lang. Okay? Ito yung fourth basic rule of differentiation na tinuro ko sa inyo sa first part. Now, we can simplify everything. So, we have 4 minus 3 times derivative ng x squared. So, as you can see, variable na may exponent, so we will use power rule of differentiation. At anong gagawin pag power rule of differentiation? Copy the exponent, copy the given, then yung exponent na yun, isubtract mo ng 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Or just simple as x na lang. So that's it. Plus 2 times, ito, x raised to negative 1, ganun din. Okay, ganun din pa rin. Okay? So, copy first the exponent. So since kasi negative to, lagyan ko ng parenthesis. Negative 1 times x raised to negative 1. Tapos, yung exponent sa taas, isubtract mo ng 1. So, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Okay? So, now, let's simplify further. 4 minus 3 times 2x is 6x. Next, plus 2 times negative 1 times x raised to negative 2. Ang sagot mo dyan ay negative 2x raised to negative 2. Okay? So, that is your final answer. Or pwede pa natin tong i-simplify. Okay? We can still simplify this one. Okay? Hala, pwede pa naman po itong simplify. Yes. Kasi 4, negative 6x at negative 2x raised to negative 2 are both divisible by 2. Kumbaga, meron silang GCF or greatest common factor na 2. So we will factor out 2 in this expression. So you will have 2 times quantity, 2 minus 3x minus x raised to negative 2. So pwede na to. Or kung ayaw mo ng may negative exponent, anong gagawin? I-reciprocate mo, di ba? Para mabago yung sign. Therefore, we will have 2 minus 3x minus 1 all over x squared. So, I'm gonna stop right here. Di ba? That's it. Okay? We are good to go. Now, let's solve last two examples. All right? So, meron tayong ganitong problem. The derivative of 3 times quantity x squared minus 2x. Paano to? What to do? Well, you can either do two things. Okay? You can first, ang gawin mo is apply mo yung rule of differentiation na may constant at function. Pwede yun. Di ba kasi itong si 3, constant siya. Ito, algebraic function to. Okay? So we can have 3 times the derivative of x squared minus 2x. Okay? Pwede rin yan. Then, after that, pwede ka na mag-focus dito sa pagkuha ng derivative. So we will have 3 times quantity, the derivative of x squared minus the derivative of 2x. O, di ba? So in here, derivative ng x squared, we will use power rule kasi again, ulitin ko na naman, meron tayong variable na may exponent. So what to do? Copy the exponent, copy the given, then the exponent part is subtract mo ng 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 or x. Okay na yun. Minus derivative ng 2x. Recall na kapag meron tayong term, recall na kapag meron tayong term na may constant at x at kunin mo yung derivative niya, anong sagot? Yung constant niya. So, anong derivative ng 2x? The answer is 2. Okay? So, yun na yung sagot mo. Pero pwede pa natin itong i-simplify. Alam mo bakit? 2x and negative 2 are both divisible by 2 or meron silang greatest common factor na 2. Bakit kaya meron 2? Wait, sorry guys kapag palagi na lang ako nagfa-factor ng 2. Don't worry, sa last problem, may simplify din tayo yata, pero hindi 2 palagi ang ifa-factor out dito. So again, since we have greatest common factor of 2 here, so magiging 3 times 2 times quantity x minus 1. So in here, 3 times 2 is 6 times quantity x minus 1. O diba? It's easy. Tapos na. Okay? So that's a first thing na pwede mong gawin. Pero there is a second thing na pwede mong gawin aside from, tawag ito? Aside from doing the fourth rule, yung constant and a function. So there's another thing that you can do instead. You can just distribute. You can just distribute it. Okay? Distribute 3 to this expression. Ano mangyayari? We will have the derivative of 6x squared minus 6x. O, diba? O, see? Ngayon, okay, we can now differentiate them one by one. Alright? Ayan. Sa first term, meron tayong constant and algebraic function na x squared. So, ano ulit magagawin mo rito? We can bring out the 6 at kunin mo yung derivative ng x squared. Okay? Then next, meron tayong derivative ng 6x. Remember again yung second basic rule of differentiation na tinuro ko? Anong derivative ng term na may constant at x? The answer is yung constant. Therefore, derivative ng 6x ay 6. Now, kunin natin yung derivative ng x squared. So in here, derivative ng x squared, we will use product rule. Power rule. So bring down, wait lang bring down the exponent, copy the given, then yung exponent sa taas, i-subtract mo ng 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 or x lang siya. Then copy the other term. 6 times 2x is 12x minus 6. Okay? So anong sagot natin dito? So ang sagot natin dito, alright? Ay, wait, mali pala ako. Ay, teka lang guys, sorry. Wait. This is so, wait lang guys Hindi pala 6. Forgive me, wait lang Let me refix. Once again guys, I would like to apologize. 3x squared pala to guys 3x squared. Hindi pala to 6. 3 siya. So the same rule lang ginawa natin. Okay, the same thing. Okay, derivative ng 3x squared minus the derivative of 6x. So dito, magiging 3 times the derivative of x squared. Okay? Minus the derivative of 6x. Ayan. So in here, derivative ng x squared, ano ulit kanina yun? 3 times dito, 2x raised to 2 minus 1, di ba? So magiging 2x na lang siya. Ang derivative ng 6x ay 6. So 3 times 2, magiging 6x. O, ayan. See? Okay na to. Or we can simplify this one. 6x at saka si negative 6 are both divisible by 6. So, kumbaga, yung greatest common factor nito ay 6. So, we can factor out 6 here. So, magiging 6 times quantity x minus 1. O, finally, hindi na palagi 2. Yan, okay na. Okay? Once again, guys, sorry kung nagkamali ako rito. It was an honest mistake. Alright? So now let's try one more problem. So ito, how about this one? Derivative of 3, sorry, x squared times quantity x, sabihin natin x raised to 3 minus 2x squared minus x. Ayan. So, paano to? So, in here, kapag may nakita kang variable sa labas, tapos meron palang variable sa loob, ang gawin mo is, i-expand mo siya. Okay? I-expand mo siya. By how? Ito si x squared, i-distribute natin siya dito. Okay? Para ma-expand natin siya. So, una, let's multiply them. Multiply, distribute. Okay? So, x squared times x cubed is x raised to 5 minus negative 2x squared times x squared, 2x raised to 4 minus x times x squared, x cubed. Ayan na siya. There we go. So, now we can differentiate them one by one. So, magiging, ito na yun. So, the derivative of x raised to 5 minus the derivative of 2x raised to 4 minus the derivative of x cubed. Ayan. So now let's get the derivative of each of these terms. X raised to 5, ganun pa rin, power rule. So copy the exponent, copy the given, then the exponent part, subtract mo ng 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Minus, ito, meron tayong constant at meron tayong algebraic function na x raised to 4. So magiging 2 times the derivative of x raised to 4. Ngayon, sa last term, meron tayong x cubed. So, anong derivative nito? We will use power rule pa rin. So, magiging, copy the exponent, 3, then copy the given, x cubed. Tapos yung exponent part, is-subtract mo ng 1. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. Ayan. So, we're not done yet because hindi natin nakuha yung derivative ng x raised to 4 sa second term. 5 times x raised to 4, so 5x raised to 4. So, minus 2 times. Anong derivative ng x raised to 4? So, power rule pa rin tayo. So, magiging 4. Then, copy the given. Then, subtract mo yung exponent by 1. So, 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay? Minus 3x squared. Ayan. So, simplify na natin to. We have 5x raised to 4 minus 2 times 4 is 8x cubed and minus 3x squared. So, we can now have our final answer. Or pwede pa natin itong simplify. Okay? We can simplify this one. Ito, si 5x raised to 4, si negative 8x cubed at negative 3x squared, all of them are all divisible by x squared. Kumbaga, yung greatest common factor nilang dalawa ay x squared. So, ang mangyari dyan is we will factor out the x squared. So, magiging x squared times quantity, 5x raised to 2 minus 8x minus 3. O, diba? Now, tingnan na natin if this could be your final answer. Kasi ito, kapag may nakita kayong ganitong trinomial, pwede nyo pa siyang i-simplify. Pwede pa naman. Okay, you can still do that. You can simplify it. If it's factorable. Then, tingnan ko nga kung factorable ko nga. Tingnan ko nga kung factorable itong trinomial na to. Alright, I just found out na hindi pala siya factorable. Okay, because ito, if you want to simplify this one, tapos gusto mo hanapin si x, quadratic formula gamitin mo. Pero in terms of factoring, hindi kaya rito. But if you knew na factorable pala siya, please let me know in the comments. Alright? Tao lang ako, nagkakamali rin. But yep, anyways, we can stop right here and that would be our final answer. Now, this is just a first practice about sum and difference rule of differentiation. First practice pa lang to. Why? Kasi ito, nasa algebraic expression na tayo, di ba? So, the next practice naman is, since kasi we're focused at sa mga algebraic terms, algebraic functions, or expressions, katulad nito, ito, algebraic to tawag eh, yung mga sinusolve natin na yun, naka-algebraic yun. So what if meron tayong mga polynomials na naka-exponent, katulad nito, x minus 2 raised to 3. Paano kaya to? O kaya what if we have x minus 4 times x squared minus 3x plus 5. So, paano to? How can we do that? Okay? So, ito, mga ganitong polynomial, we will discuss it at the next part. Alright? So, yun lang guys. I hope you have learned something in this video. Thank you and see you.